If I was single, earning $6,000 a month and looking to achieve financial freedom, this is how I'll do it. In that case, I'm definitely not single. I couldn't put him away, so it's stuck for this whole presentation. You know, so many ads, they mention about giving back, teaching about wealth methods and stuff. Don't give me that crap, because really, ads are measured on revenue per ad spend. Ads and giving free content away is just oxymoronic. So today I'll demonstrate this path towards financial freedom and financial literacy can really be done. And as always, share this to someone who might benefit directly or do a reaction to this, because this will definitely help spread the message as to how to get to financial freedom. So without further ado, let's roll in the intro video. Hi guys, welcome back. Let's put some assumptions to our entire equation. As I mentioned just now, assuming I'm earning $6,000 a month, and now also assuming I'm at the age of 35. Now, if you're viewing this slightly older, this whole concept would probably still apply. If you are someone younger, then it's something to KIV, the methods, the thinking process towards things. Now, $6,000 a month, I think that's a decent income. That is already above median income in Singapore, which is about $4,600. In that case, if I don't have $6,000 per month in terms of income, I'll definitely be working very hard towards networking, towards improving my skills to build towards that income level, because having the right income level is necessary to acquire assets and eventually discuss this topic about financial independence, retire early, FIRE. So again, $6,000 is our assumption, and let's input further assumptions to things. Let's assume now I have $150,000 of CPF OA at the age of 35. That actually is very, very doable. I do financial advisory work. I see this as a very commonly achieved number for someone who's working 10 years or so. So as always, if you agree with it, smash the like button and confirm that in the comment sections below. The next part to this whole equation is $150,000 saved up. Invested, saved up, put inside Singapore savings bond, treasury bills, whatever. But $150,000 liquidable cash. I think that is a bit harder. Not everybody has built that to that amount. But also, it's not impossible. If you're frugal, save hard, been earning relatively well, $150,000 is also very commonly seen from the circle of clients that I've actually done work with. So if you look at ads, they'll mention passive income is the slowest way to build wealth. Saving $500 per month will not make you rich, etc., etc. So what they usually say is the solution is to buy an asset that will appreciate in value, correct? So where else look for assets than in condos? Now, condo sales have been phenomenal. If you look at Terra Hill, they achieved 38% sales with an average PSF of $2,650. Now, that's a fantastic sales figure. If you are a shareholder of the developer, rejoice. But if you're buying it, you need to really think how you're going to make money from it. Now, the feeling about condos and private property is very strong right now. I do understand it, because with recency bias, we can see that for the last 2 years, prices have climbed up by 25%, right? And for the last 15 years, prices have more than doubled. So property, many feel are very safe, would definitely go to the moon, etc., etc. So taking this path, our income at $6,000 with this capital that we mentioned just now in assumptions will allow us to take a bank loan of about $625,000 when we buy a private property. Keep that 625K loanable amount in mind, because later I'll show you something different. Loan to valuation of 75% means that this whole calculator already tells us that we pay stamp duty of $21,000 plus, and with this deposit, we can definitely buy a max property value of $903,000. So let's go shopping, correct? Now, Terra Hill is not going to be built up straight away. So let's go shopping in the condo resale market, which the index has shown has escalated very one-directional. And I've actually found something that I'm familiar with in my vicinity. So that name is none other than Alex Residences. Apologies to this person selling. I'm just using this as an example to showcase. You have a great property, but I've actually found this listed at $920,000. The listing has also mentioned 435 square foot, and this could be a target that we'll be making an offer for. So let's do some homework on Alex Residences and look for insights. What we realize is that the last transaction for Alex Residences is also one that is 474 square foot, and their transaction price was $940,000. I don't know which level that is, but this listing is $920,000. Well, maybe the owner also knows that condo prices have slipped 1% in January 2023, because we've seen data of that. So maybe we can make a lower offer of $889,000. Hopefully we can still complete the deal, because that would definitely fall within our budget, correct? That would be interesting, but I also like to point out something within this whole screenshot that really shows that 3 other transactions, October, January and January, have actually been from purchasers with HDB addresses. This likely indicates that these are HDB upgraders. Maybe they have sold their BTO away with some capital gains, pay increase and stuff. They have bought properties $1.9 million, $2.3 million, and $1.8 million. So it's indeed true. 40% of all condo transactions are $1.5 to $3 million. That is why Minister Wong has actually recently increased that buyer stamp duty. So now, if we manage to acquire this LX residences at $898,000, let's buy and hope that the price will appreciate, correct? Because maybe in 10 years' time, it could be $1.4 million. Property prices will definitely go up, but that's what many say. Land is limited in Singapore. Voila! So if we buy a shoebox unit like this and sit on it, we'll definitely make capital gains. Actually, that could be wrong. That is actually, in my opinion, a not very clever way to work towards financial freedom. Because firstly, our assumption on property price appreciation in the next 10 years may be flawed. We never know. Our population is not growing that much in any case. And property prices go in cycles. There will definitely be periods of cooling off. And there's the next part. What do we do with that $625,000 loan? What do we do? He's getting a bit bored already. So it's really difficult to film. But again, the story is $625,000 loan. That will be 100 months of income, correct? And if we save 50% of our income to pay down loan, that will still take 200 months to clear that loan off so that we can stay inside. Now, 200 months means retiring early is very difficult. I would instead buy a HDB. Yes, you heard it correct, HDB. And let me justify why this is actually a much easier equation towards financial freedom. Now, the loan qualifying part, let's tweak the equation and input into our calculator. You would realize with the same income that I have, $6,000, and the same capital of $150,000 in cash, $150,000 in CPF, my max bank loan is only $396,000. Now, why can we borrow more with private properties and less with HDB? HDB actually has an MSR ratio that caps the amount that you can pay for mortgage at 30%. So that's why we can only loan $396,000 instead of $600,000+. There is, however, a good part to buying HDB flats. You can in fact tap on the HDB loan, which is 2.6%. And as compared to the private assumption, that will be 4% loan. Nowadays, fixed loans are 4%. Hey, you're making it hard. Hard for anyone to get to financial freedom. So all things being equal, HDB loans are definitely very favorable right now. So with this budget, we can definitely go shopping, correct? And if we were to check around, I actually managed to find this property. Strathmore Avenue, again somewhere I'm very familiar with, near enough to my parents, and also very close proximity to LX residences. This property over here is selling at $699,999. Very nice number. And it's actually a 4-room HDB flat. This flat is 21 years old, so not too old, and this definitely fits our budget. If we buy this flat, we have to take the max loan of $396,000, and our mortgage per month is $1,800. No problem, I'll just all in my capital of $150,000 cash and $150,000 CPF to buy this flat.
Action on Mabuchi. He's all in. Phillips turns over a royal flush. Mabuchi, quad aces.
You gotta be kidding me.
Maybe no need to all in at all, because there's also another factor called the HDB housing grant. If you see over here, as a single, if I earn less than $7,000, I will be eligible to CPF housing grant worth $40,000 if I buy a 4-room flat. That is a strategic reason why I bought this instead of a 5-room flat. Not just that, I'll choose somewhere that I can also achieve proximity housing grant worth $15,000. So all in all, $55,000 from government. In any case, I don't qualify for enhanced CPF housing grant because that requires income of less than $4,500. I've been describing this entire case if I was single at the age of 35, which means I definitely do encourage friends or anyone watching that this is actually a very viable move and something I would take if I didn't have a kid with me and I'm not married and stuff. But if you're married, the equation for housing grants also apply. Do note everything is times 2. You can get $30,000 proximity housing grant and $80,000 if you buy a HDB resale flat. But back to my story. This $55,000 in grant means that I could actually save back on $55,000 of cash, which could be funded, of course, to renovations and stuff. But Robert Kiyosaki has mentioned, house is a liability, correct? So don't spend so much on renovation. There'll definitely be surpluses which I can invest. But there's actually a very big kicker, which is the next step. Renting it out. This is what I'll actually do. To view the home as an asset, I definitely do need to rent it out for rental income. And MOP only applies when you're renting the entire flat. I'll just simply take a room, stay there, either in a master room or common room, and rent out the remaining 2 rooms cause 4-room flat means I have 3 bedrooms. And using Robert Kiyosaki's graph, you realize that if an asset is able to produce you income, that feeds onto your overall income, and that's how the rich get richer. So using that principle of financial literacy, let me go and dive around to see what kind of rental rates I can fetch for a room. You would see that in my vicinity, $1,000.50 per month is actually very achievable. I may not need a property agent if I'm willing to negotiate and market myself. I can simply use Gumtree and a few other methods to list and find potential tenants. Facebook groups are also another free avenue. If I wanted to accelerate towards financial independence really early, I could instead rent out my master room and just take the common room. But again, not that hard, not a race towards financial freedom. So that's why I imagine I'll just take the master room for myself, be comfortable, and rent out the 2 common rooms. This will in theory fetch in $1,050 per room times 2, which is $2,100. $2,100, my total mortgage cost is $1,800. Net, staying there, I still make $300 per month. And if you think about it clearly, my tenants are actually paying for my flat, the monthly mortgage. So I get the house free eventually and I make $300 a month. If we were to dive into the equation a bit further, you realize that I actually do have CPF OA, correct? If I am employed. If I draw $1,380 per month for CPF OA, I can actually use that to pay off my mortgage loan, which means a deficit of only $420 that I fork out by cash. If I include utilities, conservancy charges of maybe $180 in total, that means my total cash outflow is only $600. And remember again, we made $2,100. Net, I'll be positive cash flow of $1,500. Pretty sure, correct? $1,500 per month. That means I have $18,000 per year. This is substantial cash flow that I can invest in the markets. Not just that, previously I was already saving, which means net, I imagine I can invest $40,000 to $50,000 a year and work towards my financial freedom journey. Simple enough. Hopefully I ran through this whole equation and shared with you really what it needs to be done step by step. It's really up to you already. The blueprint has been set, given to you for free like what I promised, and hopefully as a token of appreciation, smash the like button and share with someone that can really think a bit deeper for their financial journey. This will be a first part to the episode whereby I'll be sharing with you how I actually became a millionaire by the age of 35. So if you're keen, smash the subscribe, stay tuned to it. I hope to share a bit more on financial literacy and really give you real actionable tips that you can work on. With that, I'll sign off from here and invite you to some of my previous tutorials on financial freedom. Take care as always. Goodbye.